And then there were 16, the last 16 of the Champions League. The draw will take place on Monday, so we wanted to give you a little preview before the preview, talk about the Champions League final 16 teams.
Preview inception.
Preview inception, there you go. There's some legislation that I have to go through. Man, I feel like a candidate right there, and I kind of get a little sick at myself. But anyway, I'll go first. All right, so here's some rules. Obviously, teams that were in the same group cannot play against each other in the next round.
Fair enough.
UEFA have a rule that no team from Ukraine or Russia
can face each other.
Unless it's the final, I guess.
Champions League final.
Well, unless it's unavoidable at that point. But anyway, and also at this point, still no teams can face each other from the same association, meaning Premier League teams won't face each other until we move forward. So,
granted, that wouldn't have been a problem.
It wouldn't have been a problem based on the way things worked out with group winners, apart from Chelsea and Arsenal.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
So group winners, to run it through really quick. Real Madrid, Wolfsburg, congratulations to them. That's a fantastic result to finish top of that group. Atletico Madrid, Manchester City, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and Zenit St. Petersburg. Group runners-up, of course. PSG, PSV Eindhoven, Benfica, Juventus, Roma, Arsenal, Dynamo Kiev, and Ghent. All right, so let's run through really quick.
I crossed off 6 teams.
Who's the 6 teams?
I crossed off Wolfsburg, Chelsea, Zenit, Ghent, Dynamo, Benfica from winning the Champions League.
Yes.
I thought those were the... I mean, and when people are saying, like, well, why PSV and not Benfica? That type of question. From what I've seen with PSV, and I know they're a tough team at home, I just give them slightly more of a chance. But if they get drawn against Barcelona, bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Real Madrid, bye-bye.
So
Bayern Munich, bye.
And Real Madrid... So starting with Group A, we'll just go through the winners for the groups really quick.
Yeah, fair enough.
For the group winners, Real Madrid, who they can play is PSV, Benfica, Juventus, Roma, Arsenal, Dynamo Kiev, and Ghent.
Give
Who
us
did
the
they want?
Juventus matchup.
Who does the neutrals fans want? I would like to see Arsenal, to be honest. I'd like to see those two attacking teams play against each other. Arsenal fans will be definitely calling for my head at the moment, saying, why on God's earth, mate, would you put us up to Real Madrid? That was my Cockney accent. Governor.
Cockney?
Right. Cockney is London.
That's Austin Powers.
Yes. Good job. You know, there's 2 things I hate in this world. People that are intolerant of other people's feelings.
Cultures. And the Dutch.
There you go. Anyway, so moving on to the group winners from Group B is Wolfsburg, and they can play, as you mentioned there, PSG, Benfica, Juventus, Roma, Arsenal, Dynamo Kiev, and Ghent. By the way, is it Ghent or Gent? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know how to say that. But people are already saying, oh, everyone wants to get them in the next round. Like, they didn't qualify for no reason. Like, they qualified from a fairly hard group for them anyway. And anyone who at this point moves into the Champions League, it's home and away fixtures. It is anyone's ball game unless, of course, you're your Barcelonas and your Bayern Munichs. Like, I haven't seen anything from any of these other teams to say that they're out-and-out favourites.
There's teams like Roma who qualified with the least amount of points. Right, so like that's a team where you're like, maybe that's the team you want to face. Granted, everything changes. You have more time to prepare for your matchup, I believe. And again, for some of these runner-ups, you're going to have to face the likes of Real Madrid, Atletico, and Barcelona. I guess La Liga's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich, even, I know it sounds silly, but even a team like Chelsea, which, by the way, all the talk, Manchester United, like they're much higher on the table than Chelsea this year. Chelsea's fighting off relegation. One of those teams is in the round of 16. The other's not.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of shade being thrown at Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shade thrown around.
But if they get matched up against Dynamo Kiev and beat them, all of a sudden Chelsea's one of the 8 teams standing.
And the thing about Chelsea is, well, obviously everyone will be kicking themselves the fact that PSG and Real Madrid were in the same group, because then PSG are now automatically put into the pot as a team that you can face after winning your group.
By the way, best way to refer to it.
What?
The pot.
Yeah, the pot. That's what it is. It's just a massive. There's a bunch of pots. You should see it. Have you ever seen the first, like the draw for the group stages? There's like so many pots.
Pot.
There is.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's like, all right, this team can't face this team, and this team. The guys who are doing it need all the credit in the world, because I would absolutely mess up. There's no doubt I would draw Man City and Man U in the same group.
So I guess what's the juiciest matchup you think can be made out of the round of 16?
I think of any of the group leaders, it would be interesting to see. Arsenal fans are going to kill me. It would be interesting to see Manchester City play PSG. I would like to see that, but these games are going to happen later, so I think people want to avoid the big matchups to keep all the best teams in going forward.
Well, whoever Juve plays,
yeah,
is
Juventus
going to be
Barcelona could be good for a little Champions League rematch.
100%.
Bayern Munich could face Juventus as well, or PSG. That would be a great game. Chelsea can face Juventus, PSG, or Benfica, those games moving forward. And Zenit can play any of these teams. But I think for me, the juiciest game, I think, would either be Barcelona versus Arsenal or Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Not because I want to annoy Arsenal fans, because footballing-wise, I'm giving you a compliment. Your team plays good football. It would be a great testament to football to watch that.
I think my feeling is, I think a juicy matchup, Atletico versus Juve or Atletico versus PSG would be awesome, but Bayern versus Juventus I think would be awesome.
That'd be a great game. That'd be a great game. So there's plenty of games in there that could happen. Who do you want to see drawn against each other in the Champions League? That's why we're doing this.
Ghent versus Zenit.
That's what I think.
Get it.
They were in.
Get it.
Be made.
Get
All
it.
right. I don't even know what to say because you said get it. But we want to know, this is why we're doing this clip, so that you guys can give us a preview before the preview, and then once the matches come out, we'll give you a step-by-step on who we think is going to go through. Subscribe to TYT Sports. Aye, aye, Captain.